Hi everyone, and welcome to another Fantasy Premier League podcast with myself Senti, where I'm going to share with you my transfer plans heading into Game Week 9 and what my team should look like after deadline. A few decisions I have to make this game week. The likes of Saka are a doubt for Liverpool's trip to Arsenal, so I have two transfers to use. I will have to make some big decisions heading into Game Week 9. So if you find any information in this video helpful, do give this video a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed already. For Game Week 8, I finished on 51 points. It was a very good game week. It's a game week that I went without making any changes. I thought after the international break, let me just leave my team and collect more information and then I can make the right transfers. So I left my team the way it was after Game Week 8. So I had Raya in goal, who only managed to get me a single point. In defense, I had Robinson, who returned a single point, Guardiola, who returned 10 points, and Ola Aina, who kept a clean sheet against Crystal Palace, returning 6 points. In midfield, I have Madueke, who returned 2 points, Traore, who returned 2 points, Garnacho, who returned 10 points, Mitoma with a single point. Up front, I had Jamie Vardy, who I was looking to transfer, but I managed to hold on to that transfer, so he returned 6 points. Ollie Watkins with 8 points, and Holland with 4 points, who was my captain, blanking, but I think getting 51 points was decent, and I'm on a very good green arrow. I'm currently around the 500k, so I'm really happy with how Game Week 8 went. To be honest, there was some luck on my side because I did start Timber and Saka, but because they didn't play in Game Week 8, Garnacho, who was on my bench, got auto-subbed, and Robinson, who was also on my bench, got auto-subbed in my team but only added a single point, which I think in a game that was really tough for a lot of managers, a single point made a difference. So I'm happy with how the team performed in Game Week 8. Heading into Game Week 9, I have two transfers to use since I rolled my transfers heading into Game Week 8. The first thing I'm looking at is the fact that Saka is a doubt for Liverpool's trip to Arsenal. The talks are he could be fit for that fixture, but I don't really want to take a chance with having Saka in the team, who may not really be fit for that home fixture against Liverpool. I think he's a very good consistent player in terms of FPL, and he could get some returns if he actually plays. But if you look at Arsenal's fixtures heading into Game Week 9, they play Liverpool, they play Newcastle away in Game Week 10, they've got Chelsea in Game Week 11, and then they've got Nottingham Forest in Game Week 12, who have been in good nick recently. So I don't think Arsenal have the best fixtures going forward. So I think transferring out Saka is something that I'm looking to do this game week. Even if I see that he could be fit and it could feature for that fixture against Liverpool, I think it's time I move on from him and maybe I can try and get him back in my team after Game Week 12. I think West Ham, Manchester United and the Fulham are fixtures that maybe I could look to try and bring back Arsenal assets. But at the moment, I think Saka is the one that I'm looking to transfer out first. I also have another flag in defense in Julian Timber. I'm not too concerned with him because I have Robinson, who plays away against Everton. I have Guardiola, who plays at home against Southampton, and Ola Aina, who play away against Leicester, who I will have in my defense this game week. I think I could start Timber, but Robinson, Guardiola and Ola Aina are the players that I'll probably start in Game Week 9, so I don't think there's any rush for me to make any changes in defense at the moment. So Saka is the one that I'm looking to transfer out this game week. In terms of the players I'm looking at as my transfer targets, I have Cole Palmer as top of my transfer target list heading into Game Week 9. He's currently owned by 51% of managers. He plays Newcastle in Game Week 9. He's got Manchester United away in Game Week 10. He plays Arsenal in Game Week 11. He's got Leicester, Aston Villa, and then he plays Southampton. I think because I don't want to spread my funds around a lot, so Cole Palmer is the one that I could really just shift Saka to, hoping that if he's good, if he looks good after returning from injury, then I can easily get him back in my team because I think he's one of those big Arsenal assets that you want to have in my team. But at the moment, I'll happily transfer him out, and Cole Palmer is the one that I'm looking at as my first transfer target. The second one I'm looking at is Son Heung-min. He's currently owned by 7.2% of managers. He plays Crystal Palace in Game Week 9. He's got Aston Villa, he's got Ipswich, Manchester City, Fulham, and then he plays Bournemouth. Now with Son, I think he really did good in Game Week 8 after returning from injury, so he's someone that most managers are really talking about, and I'm also just considering moving to him because I think Crystal Palace have started the season in a very bad way and Spurs could actually get some joy in that fixture. So Son, after returning from injury, has looked good and maybe he's the one that most managers will be bringing in, and I'm also considering bringing him in my team. But at the moment, Cole Palmer is top of the list, and then I've got Son as my second option if I transfer Saka out this game week. Something I wanted to do heading into game week 8 was to transfer out Jamie Vardy and bring in Chris Wood. If I bring in Cole Palmer, I can't really afford to move Jamie Vardy to Chris Wood because I don't have the funds for that. So the plan at the moment is to just use one transfer out Saka, bring in Cole Palmer, and then in the next game week I'm going to downgrade Julian Timber to someone that I'll take a good look at this game week, because at the moment I don't really have any other cheaper defenders I really want to target. I'm happy with Robinson, Guardiola and Ola Aina in my defense. If someone else pops up this game week and I have interest in he's cheaper, then I'll bring him in to downgrade Julian Timber, and then I'll use the rest of the fans to upgrade Jamie Vardy to Chris Wood. Now with Nottingham Forest, they play Leicester this game week. They have West Ham after that. They've got Newcastle, Arsenal, and then they play Ipswich in the next 5 fixtures. I think it's a very decent run of fixtures for Nottingham Forest. They've been in very good nick, and Chris Wood is in very good form. He's currently on 41 points, I think, which is really good for a 6.3 million forward. He's currently only owned by 13.4% of managers. He's really someone that I really want to have in my team. Whether I can get him into my team this game week or not is a different story, but he's someone that's really been on my transfer target list for quite some time. So maybe make a single transfer in game week 9, and then I'll have 2 again in game week 10. Then I'll downgrade Julian Timber to a cheaper defender, and then I'll upgrade Jamie Vardy to Chris Wood. Those are the changes I'm looking to make in my team heading into game week 9. When I make those changes, this is how my team should look. In game week 9, I'll have David Raya in goal, playing at home against Liverpool. I'm not really expecting attention from that because I think Arsenal haven't been very good, and they will not have Saliba after he got a red card against Bournemouth in game week 8. So I have him. I'm not really looking to make any changes in my goal. I'm happy with Raya, and he's the one I will have heading into game week 9. In defense, I'll have Guardiola, who plays at home against Southampton, Robinson, who plays away against Everton, and Ola Aina, who plays away against Leicester. In midfield, I'll have Madueke and Cole Palmer, who play at home against Newcastle, Mitoma, who plays at home against Wolves, Garnacho, who plays away against West Ham United, and Adama Traore, who plays away against Everton. And up front, I'll have Oli Watkins at home against Bournemouth, and Erling Haaland, who plays at home against Southampton. So on my bench, Fabianski at home against Manchester United, Jamie Vardy at home against Nottingham Forest, Julian Timber at home against Liverpool, and Tuanzebe, who plays away against Brentford. So this is how my team should roughly look in game 9. I don't think I'll make any massive changes. The only transfer I'm looking to do is transfer out Saka, Cole Palmer, and I'll save the second transfer, and hopefully we can do better in game 9. Obviously my captaincy is going to be on Haaland. I think Watkins also has a good fixture, but I think that home fixture for Haaland at home against Southampton is a fixture that most managers will target. And if you still have your triple captain chip, I think this is one of the games that you could use it, and hopefully Haaland gets some good returns, because it's been a really big drought in the Premier League. Even though he scored in the Champions League, I think he needs to get back to scoring in the Premier League, and what a fixture at home against Southampton to do that in. So I think I expect most managers to go with Haaland as their captain, and I will do just that heading into game week 9. So that's it from me from this video. If you made it this far, don't forget to give this video a like. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.